In front of a cabin, Mickey is having a smoke while listening to music. When his Discman stops working, he calmly sits down and changes the batteries so he can listen to music again. He also decides to check inside the cabin, only for his friend Ben to suddenly come out telling him to run. Growls can be heard in the house and Ben shoots a few bullets before running as well. It turns out the zombie apocalypse happened a few months ago, so now Ben and Mickey roam the land without a destination in mind. They're both former baseball players, and Ben is very good at killing zombies with a bat. However, Mickey hasn't gotten used to fighting yet. They get supplies whenever they can find them and relax in any area that appears to be safe, just trying to make sense of life. One day, Mickey scratches some lottery cards and gets excited when he discovers he's won $1,000. However, Ben kills his happiness by pointing out that the lottery doesn't exist anymore, and asks to play catch instead. Mickey isn't very enthusiastic, but Ben convinces him by reminding him that they're supposed to love baseball. The journey continues and the duo finds another cabin in the woods. Ben goes inside first and checks that it's empty before they finally relax. Since there's nothing useful in the house, Ben decides to go fishing to catch something for dinner. Mickey continues to be apathetic and pulls out all the canned fish they have in their bags, so Ben tells him to start a fire. However, Mickey puts on his headphones and walks away. Later, Mickey finds the bodies of a few zombies that Ben just killed and freaks out because he remembers Ben saying that there wouldn't be zombies in the woods. Ben corrects him because he actually said that there would be fewer of them, which so far has been true. After traveling a few more miles, the duo finds an abandoned car. Ben opens the door and a zombie comes out, so he quickly shoots it in the head. He then gets in the car and is disgusted by the horrible smell. Luckily, the car still works, so they use it to keep traveling. Now they can ride smoothly through the roads and enjoy the view, although the radio doesn't work. One afternoon, Mickey remembers a girl he used to date and convinces Ben to go to her house. While Ben checks for zombies, Mickey listens to his ex's music and sniffs her panties. He ends up taking those panties and her perfume. In the garage, Ben finds some useful tools and a pair of walkie-talkies. Mickey also finds toothbrushes and they can finally clean their teeth after a long while. Afterward, Ben modifies the back seat of the car and creates an open space that they fill up with sheets and pillows. Mickey wants to stay in this house but Ben refuses, so an argument ensues. Ben reminds Mickey that they were stuck in a house for 3 months and they ran out of food, so they had to eat dog food and later the dog itself. Mickey's family died at the beginning of the apocalypse too because they were stuck in a house. When Mickey insists they should stay, Ben screams. Their traveling continues and Mickey spends most of his time with his headphones on, trying to escape reality. When they find a field full of cows, Ben stops to pet them. They're very good girls, so they make him smile. Sometime later, Ben asks Mickey if he wants to play baseball, but Mickey doesn't hear him because of the music. Ben pranks him by startling him from behind pretending to be a zombie and Mickey freaks out, so Ben points out that the headphones are going to get him killed. Then Mickey changes the batteries of the walkie-talkies and gives Ben one so they can test their range. The devices are working fine and while the duo is joking around, they accidentally pick up the signal from another group of survivors. A woman named Annie and a guy called Frank talk about a camp, going grocery shopping, and even watching movies. After some hesitation, Mickey contacts them and asks if he and Ben can join the camp, promising to work hard to help. However, he's told that the camp has no vacancies, and that he shouldn't try to find them. Frank also asks him to stay out of their frequency and hangs up. Mickey keeps begging them for help to no avail. Ben doesn't look bothered by this and Mickey finally snaps. He goes on a rant about the situation, saying he's tired of sleeping in random places, having to hunt for a living, and dealing with Ben's bad smell. However, Ben just laughs and points out that the camp residents don't want them, so there's no point in caring. For the next few days, Mickey keeps trying to contact the camp on the radio but they won't answer. Ben overhears him mention Annie specifically and realizes that Mickey is so desperate for company that he's got a crush on a voice. He starts mocking him for it, saying he imagines a very attractive woman like in action movies but in reality she's probably just an old hag. Mickey insults Ben by saying he's the only person he knows who gains weight during the apocalypse, but Ben isn't offended and says that he's the only person Mickey knows, period. Later, the duo stops at a motel and Ben waits in the car while Mickey insists on checking the rooms in case of survivors. Just like Ben predicted, one of the rooms is full of zombies, so he has to go out to fight them while Mickey hides as usual. Mickey also complains, saying they could just leave and that Ben doesn't have to kill every zombie they come across. An argument ensues and Ben dares Mickey to fight the zombies himself, reminding him that they killed his family. Since Mickey is still scared and doesn't move, Ben has to do all the work again. In the forest, Ben finds a waterfall and screams in excitement because he can finally have a shower. Mickey is sleeping in the car and is suddenly startled awake by a zombie appearing at the window. At first he yells for help and grabs the walkie-talkie, hoping to contact Ben. However, he notices that the zombie is a very attractive woman who is pressing her chest against the window, so Mickey decides to get naughty with his hand. When he's about to reach the climax, the zombie's brains are blown up by a shot. It turns out Ben is back and when he sees what Mickey has been doing, he starts laughing like crazy and leaves, wanting to give his friend some privacy to finish. As the journey continues, the duo keeps finding random houses in the woods, but they are always empty. They have to drop the car because it runs out of gas. One day they find a building with a really nice bedroom, so Mickey announces that they're staying the night because he wants to sleep on a real bed and he won't take no for an answer. Then he starts unpacking, only to notice that his headphones are gone. Mickey rushes outside and finds Ben making arrows while listening to music. When Mickey asks for his Discman back, Ben refuses to give it to him, saying that if Mickey wants to sleep inside a room with not much chance of escaping, then he can't be distracted. Ben is tired of having to fight for both of them and wants Mickey to have a wake-up call. Mickey pouts like a kid and throws the arrows to the ground in protest. During dinner, Ben teases Mickey for what happened in the car with the zombie girl, but Mickey ignores him and goes to the bedroom. He tries the walkie-talkie one more time and to his surprise, Annie answers. She says she'll get in trouble for talking to him and explains that the camp isn't as good as he imagines. Mickey insists he wants to go anyway since it'd still be better than sleeping in a tree. He also shares that he and Ben didn't really know each other and just were together on the team when the tragedy happened. Annie thinks Mickey whines too much and hangs up. Meanwhile, Ben listens to music and dances in the living room while drinking. Suddenly he hears some weird noises and goes to investigate. After taking care of the issue, he finds Mickey still sleeping like a baby, and Ben is so tired of him not caring about the danger they're constantly in that he decides to play a prank. He leaves the bat on the bed and goes to the woods where he checks on a zombie he captured earlier. Ben drags the zombie to Mickey's room and yells at him to wake him up before locking the door. Mickey desperately yells for help, but Ben tells him he has to learn to defend himself. After lots of struggle, Mickey finally kills the zombie with the bat. Ben opens the door and is proud of him, but Mickey furiously jumps on his friend and punches him a few times before leaving. In the woods, Ben finds Mickey having a breakdown. Mickey tells him about his conversation with Annie and Ben brings him back to the house. After they wash up, Ben tries to cheer Mickey up with baseball and some funny voices. He also reminds him that Annie was just a voice on the radio. From then on, Mickey starts paying more attention and helps around. He goes fishing and doesn't listen to music as often so he and Ben can chat. When they find an orchard, they get to eat lots of apples and play baseball with them. Eventually they find two cars, so they try to take the gas from one to refill the other one. Mickey notices that the engine is hot, meaning the drivers must still be around. Ben yells hello but nobody answers, so he decides to take the gas anyway. Suddenly Jerry surprises Mickey from behind and takes him hostage with a knife as he asks for the car keys, saying he needs to go to Arizona. Ben pulls his gun out and explains that he doesn't have the keys. He also doesn't believe that Jerry will hurt Mickey. He points out there's probably nothing in Arizona and Jerry has no reason to do this. Jerry starts ranting about a group of people who made him work through the winter with the promise of a gun, gas, and food for him to go home in the spring, but they didn't keep their word. He refuses to explain who they are though. When Jerry threatens Mickey again, Ben puts the gun down and tells him that the keys are in the car. Jerry lets go of Mickey and gets in the vehicle, only for Ben to reveal that the keys are in his pocket. A furious Jerry insults him and tries to run away, but Ben follows him and shoots him down. Mickey calls Ben out for killing a normal human and Ben claims self-defense, so an argument ensues. At that moment another car arrives and Ben pulls out his gun again. A female voice explains she only came for her other car and everyone agrees to behave. The woman and her bodyguard start filling the abandoned car's tank while asking questions about Jerry. Ben tells them what happened and the woman says they did the right thing because Jerry was a thief. When the strangers are about to leave, Mickey finally recognizes the voice and realizes that this is Annie. She responds by shooting Ben in the leg and scolding Mickey for not letting the matter go. She takes Ben's keys and throws them in the middle of the field so they can't follow them, and she says that if she sees them again, she'll kill them both. After Annie and her bodyguard leave, Mickey looks for the keys to no avail. Ben can't help because of his wounded leg and tells him to rest for now since it's getting dark. In the middle of the night, the boys are awakened by a weird noise. They turn on the lights and discover a horde of zombies approaching their car. Mickey wants to run away and leaves the car, but Ben can't move because of his leg so Mickey is forced to go back. The next morning, the guys are still trapped in the car because the zombies are surrounding them. Mickey tries to cope by listening to music, but it isn't enough to cover the noise. Ben opens the sunroof and fires his gun, but he can't kill enough zombies to scare them and has to close the sunroof quickly before the creatures reach inside. Then Mickey insists they should hotwire the car, but Ben points out they've already tried and failed because it's not as easy as movies make it look. Another argument begins and Ben blames Mickey for the situation, since he triggered Annie into shooting him. Several days pass but the zombies never leave. Their growling noises are driving the duo crazy and they put up some sheets to cover the windows to at least avoid the ugly faces. When they run out of water, they start saving the liquid from their canned tuna. With no hope for the future, they decide to get drunk and play road games. Eventually the duo decides that since Mickey got them in this mess, he should go out and find the keys. Choosing to be brave for once, Mickey climbs out of the car through the sunroof and goes to the field to search for the keys. For the next few moments, Ben can do nothing but smoke and wait.